All right, hello guys, this is Mr. Mascio, and we're going to do a little experiment today called a video lesson, so you can learn at your own pace. So, here's a video lesson overview. You'll be prompted to pause the video to work. So throughout this 7 to 10 minute video, you'll be prompted to pause, do some work, either on Edpuzzle, answering a question, or going to StudySync and doing some work there. So be prepared to pause, get the work done. When you're done, you'll come back to the video. You may need to go to a different tab and then come back, like I said. If you can't do the video, meaning that you didn't bring your Chromebook charged and there's no more to check out, or you're a paper person, you handwrite an essay in class and the video is homework. So make sure you do not become a paper person. You may ask me for help in person. Don't think just because you're watching the video and doing the lesson this way that you can't raise your hand and ask me something. Totally raise your hand and I'll be walking around helping people out. And then for the last 10 minutes of class, we're going to share and discuss what we learned. And so you'll be able to share what you wrote. I'll call on people at random to participate, just like we would do during a normal lesson, but we'll just save that part to the end of class. So today's objective for the video lesson is students will brainstorm the story idea for their poem, create for their poem an alliteration, a simile, and a personification. And I'll explain what all those are in case you forgot from elementary school. So first off, let's start with the bell ringer for Monday. All right, what I want you to do is to brainstorm what your narrative poem will be about. So 3 things. Where will it take place? Is it going to take place on Halloween night when kids are trick-or-treating? Is it going to take place in a cemetery? Remember, your poem, your narrative poem, which means a poem that tells a story, is going to tell a story. So where will this story take place? And I want it to be like a Halloween themed, creepy kind of, has to do with death or something scary. You don't have to, but to get ready for Halloween, I think that would be cool. But your story or your poem can be whatever you want it to be about. So the second thing is, who will it be about? Which 2 characters? Is it 2 kids who are trick-or-treating? Is it 2 teachers and something scary happens at school? Is it you and your brother or sister, or whatever you want it to be? And the last thing is, what will happen to them? If there are 2 kids trick-or-treating, or do they come to a really scary house and one of them is kidnapped by a ghost? If it's 2 teachers, do students pull a scary prank on them? Whatever you want it to be. I really want you to have fun with this. The best ones are going to be hung in class, and I want to see about maybe getting them in to the school newspaper or something. I don't know. We'll figure something cool out to do. And always, when you're done, make sure you take out your agenda and write down today's activities. So right now, pause the video, answer the questions, and then when you're done, continue whenever you finish. Okay, so now you've come back, you finished your bell ringer, hopefully you've written in your agenda. I want you right now to submit the Cremation of Sam McGee assignment on Google Classroom. It's that Google Doc we started last week. I know it is not finished, but we need to move on, so go ahead and submit it. And whatever you have done and will be graded. So go ahead and pause the video and go submit that assignment on Google Classroom. All right, so now we're going to learn about alliteration. The alliteration is the repetition of the same sound at the beginning of a word. So for example, in the cremation of Sam McGee, he said when Sam McGee's body was in the furnace, it was sizzling so. He didn't like to hear it sizzle so. That's the repetition of 2 S's. All right? Sizzle so. Also, in the poem, it said cool and calm. When Sam McGee was sitting in the furnace, he was all warm. He said he was cool and calm. So notice an alliteration can be separated by the word and, or by another word. So cool and calm is still an alliteration. You pick 2 words that describe, and they both use the k sound. Cool, calm. Here's some other examples. Famous tongue twisters. Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper. That's an alliteration. There's a bunch of P's all in a row. Also, Sally sells seashells down by the seashore. What are some other alliterations that you can think of, maybe popular tongue twisters? So what I want you to do is I want you to think of your own alliteration that you can use in your poem. All right, so write an alliteration that you can put in your poem. It can describe the location, the scary school, for example. It can describe a character, right, the tall teacher. It can be an action. Someone, jumped jovially. That means fun. Or ran rampant. Those are alliterations to describe actions. Or it can be somebody's dialogue. Somebody screams real loud and said, they scream, no, never. That would be an alliteration. So right now, pause the video, answer the questions that will pop up with an alliteration, or the one question that will pop up, and come up with an alliteration that you could put in your poem when you start writing it later in the week. All right, let's do a little brain break. Go ahead and watch this video to kind of take a little break.
Mr. Raisin Toast, Mr. Raisin Toast, Mr. Raisin Toast, we love you. Mr. Raisin Toast, Mr. Raisin Toast, Mr. Raisin Toast, we love you. Episode 1. Hello there, I'm Mr. Raisin Toast, and isn't this a glorious day? Oh, no! Mr. Raisin Toast, Mr. Raisin Toast, Mr. Raisin Toast, we love you. Oh, doodly.
Well, hopefully that was fun. A little brain break for you. Moving on. All right, so next I want you to write a simile. Simile is the comparison of two things using like or as. For example, in the poem, The Cremation of Sam McGee, he said, talk of your cold through the parka's fold, it stabbed like a driven nail. He's talking about how the cold came in through his jacket and it hurt so bad it stabbed him like a driven nail. Imagine driving a nail into your arm. That would hurt pretty bad. And he was saying the cold hurt just like that. Here's another example. He could run like a cheetah. That's a simile comparing a person to a cheetah. Or she was cold as ice. So comparing a person to ice, which is cold. And maybe she wasn't just cold physically, like her arm was cold, but she was a cold person, meaning that she was mean. She was cold as ice. So those are both examples of similes. Now, I want you to come up with your own simile for the poem that you're going to write. So it can describe the location. It was hot as hell. It can describe a character, tall as a building. Or it can describe action. They jumped like they were being electrocuted. Maybe somebody came out and scared them and they jumped just like they were being electrocuted. So go ahead and pause the video, answer the question. Oh, actually, technically, I think the video will pause for you and answer the question that will pop up and come up with your own simile that you can write in your poem later in the week. Here's a good worker check. If you are the very first person to get here to this point, come up to me and tell me the secret password for 5XP. The secret password is Post-it note. Post-it note. So if you're the first one, come tell me. 35 others will not be the first one, so sorry. But if you were the first one, come tell me the secret password. If you're not, let's go ahead and move on. All right, the final one is personification. Giving human traits to something non-human. For example, in the poem we read, it said the heart of the furnace roared. A furnace or an oven is not a human thing. All right, but describing it like the heart of the furnace means inside of the furnace. It's like it's a person. It has a beating heart. It's an animal. So that kind of makes the furnace come to life. Another example would be my test score laughed at me. Maybe you got a low test score and you're looking at it and it feels like it's just laughing at you, mocking you. Obviously, a piece of paper can't laugh, but that would be an example of personification. Or this example, the door didn't listen to my screams. Maybe in your poem, somebody's being chased by a monster and they go to a door and they try to escape, but it's locked. And you're screaming, but the door didn't listen to my scream. The door doesn't have ears at all. But putting it this way makes it more dramatic, makes the poem more interesting. So I want you to come up with your own personification that you can put in your poem. It can be about an object. The broom jumped. If you have a witch with a broom, the broom jumped up into her hand. Brooms don't jump, they don't have legs, but that could be something human you can ascribe to something non-human. It can be about a building. The house slept quietly. Houses don't sleep, but that's letting us know that it's not moving, it's all quiet. And the very last thing, it can be about a plant, a planet, or really any other thing. The moon watched over us. Moon doesn't have eyes, it's not alive, it can't watch over us, but again, it's dramatic and it gives us the feeling that the moon is watching over us eerily. So this is the end of the video lesson. Go ahead and close your Chromebook and wait for further instructions.